Hey, real talk. Why do people who owe taxes end up getting completely destroyed by the IRS, even when they're trying to pay?
Because the system is built to keep you scared, overwhelmed, and paying forever. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize they could settle for pennies on the dollar if they knew how to play it.
Wait, settle with the IRS? I thought if you owe taxes, that's it. Game over. Your paycheck's gone.
That's exactly what the tax resolution industry wants you to believe. They make millions convincing you that you're powerless, when actually, the IRS has an entire system for letting you off the hook.
You're telling me there's a way out and nobody's talking about it?
Not unless you're paying them thousands of dollars for the privilege. But I'm going to walk you through how regular people with tax debt keeping them up at night, actually negotiate with the IRS themselves and win.
Okay, but isn't the IRS like the final boss of money problems? I've heard horror stories, people losing their homes, getting wages garnished, all that.
That's the fear talking. And sure, the IRS can be brutal. But let me tell you about Erica. 2019 single mom owed $48,000 after a business failed. She thought she was ruined. Letters, threats, even a levy on her bank account.
Geez, 48 grand? I'd freak out.
She did. But here's what nobody tells you. The IRS's real goal isn't to destroy you. It's to collect as much as they can, as fast as possible, without you just giving up and vanishing. They know most people can't pay in full.
So what did Erica do?
She talked to a tax relief company. First thing they did was ask for $7,000 up front, just to evaluate her case.
Wait, you have no money? And they want 7 grand before they'll even help you?
That's the business. Prey on desperation. But here's the twist. Erica said no, did some research, and found out about something called an offer in compromise.
Sounds fancy, but what is it?
It's basically the IRS agreeing to let you settle your tax debt for less than you owe, if you can prove you can't afford to pay it all.
That almost sounds like one of those too-good-to-be-true deals you see on late-night TV.
That's the catch. The tax relief companies spend millions advertising this pennies-on-the-dollar fantasy. But what they don't mention is you can do it yourself for less than $300 in fees. Sometimes just $50 if you're broke.
No way! You don't need some big law firm or those cringy TV tax fighters?
Not at all. The forms are on the IRS website, but the process is designed to make you feel lost. The paperwork is confusing by design, and that's how tax relief companies hook you.
Hold up. So the system is set up to make you panic and pay someone else, when you could technically just apply yourself?
Exactly. Let me break it down. When someone like Erica calls a tax relief firm, here's what happens. They use fear. You could lose your house. We're your only hope. Then they charge $5,000, $10,000, sometimes even more up front.
That's disgusting.
And if the IRS rejects the offer in compromise, the company keeps the money. No refund.
So you're broke, still owe taxes, and now you're out 10 grand?
That's the ugly truth. And nobody tells you that the IRS accepts about 30 to 40% of offers in compromise. Not perfect odds, but way better than zero.
Okay, but like, what's the catch? Why doesn't everyone just apply and get their debt erased?
Because the IRS puts you through a financial colonoscopy. They want to see everything. Bank accounts, pay stubs, expenses, assets. You have to prove there's no way you can pay the full amount.
So if you've got money hidden somewhere, they'll find it?
That's the point. They want to catch cheaters. But if you're legit, can't pay, don't own 5 cars, just trying to survive, they actually want to work with you.
So what happened to Erica?
She filled out the forms herself, took a few weeks, sent everything in. 2 months later, the IRS called. We'll accept $8,000.
From 48 to 8?
$8,000, paid over 12 months. She kept her car, kept her house, kept her job. No wage garnishment.
That's wild. Why doesn't anyone teach this in school?
Because there's too much money in keeping people afraid. The tax relief industry made over $1 billion in 2022 alone. That's 1 billion reasons not to educate you.
I'm kind of blown away, not gonna lie. But those companies, are they all scams? Or do some actually help?
There are a few good ones, but the business model is built on your panic. The more desperate you are, the more they charge.
That's so predatory. So, what about regular payment plans? Can't you just call the IRS and say, hey, I'll pay you $50 a month. How about yes?
You can, and honestly, the IRS is surprisingly open to that, especially if you're proactive. There's something called an installment agreement. If you owe less than $50,000, you can set it up online in 20 minutes.
Seriously?
Seriously. You choose the monthly amount, as long as it pays off the debt in 72 months or less.
But what if you owe, way more, 6 figures?
Then it gets trickier. But the IRS will still negotiate. They'd rather get something than nothing. But here's the psychological trap. People are so afraid of the IRS, they freeze. They ignore the letters, hope it goes away. That's when the pain really starts. Levies, garnishments, even showing up at your work.
Man, I've heard about that. People getting their paychecks raided.
It happens, but only after months of ignoring them. The IRS sends a ton of warnings before they go nuclear. If you respond early, you've got options. Most people just don't know about them.
I want to go back to those offer and compromise forms. What makes them so confusing?
It's the way they ask for information. Every dollar you make, every expense, every asset. You have to list your car, your house, your retirement, the whole picture. They're looking for mistakes. If you fill it out wrong, they reject you and keep your application fee.
That's so shady.
It's intentional. The IRS doesn't have the resources to chase everyone, so they make the process daunting. Plus, if you give up and hire a tax relief firm, the IRS still gets paid. Eventually.
So what if you fill it out right? Is it just a waiting game?
Pretty much. It takes about 6 months for a decision. In the meantime, collection activity usually pauses, so you get some breathing room.
That's huge. So just applying buys you time?
Exactly. And if you're denied, you can appeal. Most people don't even know that.
I gotta ask, what about penalties and interest? Do those just keep piling up while you're in this process?
Interest, yes. Penalties sometimes. But if your offer is accepted, a lot of that gets wiped out. The IRS mostly cares about collecting something, not everything.
It just feels like this secret club. If you know the right word, you get a deal. If not, you're toast.
That's why the tax relief industry is so powerful. They know the language, and they sell it like magic. But the reality is, anyone can learn the terms. The forms literally come with instructions, just buried under a mountain of legal jargon.
What about people who just ignore their tax debt completely? Like, I'll just stay off the grid.
That's when you really lose. The debt never goes away. The IRS can garnish wages, seize property, even take your passport if you owe over $50,000.
Wait, your passport?
Dead serious. There was a guy named Tom, 2020, owed $65,000 in back taxes, booked a trip, got denied at the airport, couldn't leave the country, totally blindsided.
That's straight out of a movie.
It's real. The IRS has more collection power than just about any creditor in the world, but they'd rather settle than chase you forever.
So, who actually profits from all this confusion?
The tax relief companies. First and foremost, they scare you, overcharge you, and half the time don't even fix the problem. The rest? The IRS doesn't mind. They know most people give up and just pay whatever they can.
So it's a game of fear, basically?
Fear, shame, and ignorance. The less you know, the more you pay, one way or another.
I'm honestly pissed. Like, I know people who have had their bank accounts frozen and just assumed it was game over.
That's the tragedy. There are real ways out. Installment agreements, offer in compromise, even something called currently not collectible status.
What's that?
If you can prove you can't pay anything, medical bills, lost your job, whatever, the IRS will put your debt on pause. No payments, no collections, at least temporarily.
And you don't need a lawyer for that?
Not at all. You call, you explain your situation, you fill out a form. That's it. But almost nobody knows to ask.
Okay. So what about credit scores? If I settle with the IRS, is my credit toast?
The IRS doesn't report to credit bureaus directly. But if a lien is filed, that can show up. The key is to act before it gets to that point. Set up a payment plan or an offer in compromise, and you can avoid most of the fallout.
So, bottom line, if someone watching right now owes the IRS, what should they actually do?
First, don't panic. Open every letter they send. The worst thing you can do is ignore it. Second, go to the IRS website and see if you qualify for an installment agreement or offer in compromise.
Even if you have no idea what you're doing?
Especially if you have no idea. They have phone reps who can walk you through it, or you can check out free guides online. Don't pay anyone until you've tried it yourself.
What if it's too late? They're already garnishing your wages.
You can still call and negotiate. The IRS is legally required to work with you if you reach out. Most wage garnishments can be stopped or reduced if you set up a payment plan.
Man, it feels like so much of this is just about not being afraid to pick up the phone.
That's half the battle. The other half is knowing you don't have to pay a fortune for help. The system is scary, but it's not unbeatable.
I wish someone had told me this years ago.
You and millions of others. But now you know. And you can tell everyone else, don't freeze, don't pay scammers, and don't give up. The IRS is a bureaucracy, not a monster.
So if you're in trouble, take a breath, read the letters, and try to work with them yourself first. Right?
Exactly. And if you're overwhelmed, look for free resources. Libraries, community services, even some tax clinics at law schools. Help is out there that won't cost you thousands.
There's got to be a part of them that wants people to stay scared. Though.
That's how the ecosystem survives. Fear pays the bills, just not yours.
Not anymore. Not if people actually hear this.
That's the hope. Knowledge beats fear every single time.
All right. I feel weirdly empowered now. Next time I hear someone say they're ruined by taxes, I'm going to tell them to listen to this.
Good. Because the only thing more powerful than the IRS is knowing how to talk back.